Good morning, students. Last part of this tense series, that is our future tense. So, in this video, we're gonna talk about the future tense and therefore subtype of the future tense, that is indefinite, that means simple future tense, continuous future tense, perfect future tense, and perfect continuous future tense. To begin with, we'll start with the simple future tense. Now, I know you are in 10th standard and still you know many more things and you know the sentence structure more than me. But still, I think it's very necessary. It's a very basic things that you have to learn, that is tense, right? If you don't know the tense, you are not able to do any kind of grammatical stuff, that is whether it is active, passive, or direct, indirect. It will help you a lot to make your answer even, right? So let's just start it. In simple future tense, the verb form is will or shall plus V1. To begin with, we'll use shall with the first person only, whether it is singular or plural. That means with I and we can use shall. Generally, this shall is used with I and we, but nowadays in modern scenario, people also use will along with these both the uh, uh, subjects, right? But when it comes to exam, you can go for shall. I would suggest you shall when it comes with the exam. Anyways, but in a daily conversation we can also use will for I and we subject. The sentence structure, that is our SVO pattern, only the verb will change, and here the verb form is shall will plus V1. Now, whenever we talk about future tense, then without shall or without will, the future tense is incomplete. So, first and foremost, don't forget will and shall whenever you are framing a sentence with simple of any kind of future tense, not even simple but any future tense. Without shall or will, no future tense will be there. Anyways, along with will shall will use V1. If only V1 is there, then we can say that it is a simple present tense. But if will or shall is there, that means it's a simple future tense. Let's see some of the usages of this simple future tense. To say what we believe or think will happen in future. So whatever we believe or we think that something will happen in the future, so to describe those future prediction, to those future expected or expected condition, situation, or any kind of action, we require simple future tense. Let's see some of the example. I believe she will join the office tomorrow. I believe she will join the office tomorrow. So look at this. I believe, what I believe that she will. Subject is here. This is our will. Why will? Because we have this third person singular subject, and along with will, V1 is there, join. Okay, so that is what basic sentence structure of simple future tense. Along with will or shall, we require V1. Anyways, next, they will go to college. We are talking about the future, that they will go to the college. Time is not described here, but in the future, of course, not right now they are going to college, or they go to the college. They will go in the future to the college. Okay, we shall win the match. The result is not declared yet, but we shall win the match. So we are talking about the future, that no, yes, we shall win the match. Now, one thing that you have to focus here, that is shall. Why shall is used? Because here we have the subject, that is first person plural. We is given here. Now look at the first sentence. I believe she will join the office tomorrow. Now why will is used here, not shall? Here I is also there, but now look at this. I believe, it is the simple present tense structure, that I believe, what I believe, she will join the office tomorrow. So it's a mixture of two tense, right? And that's the reason will is there, because here it is joined with she, not with I. Okay, the next use is there, things which we cannot control and are factual. Things which we cannot control or are factual. To describe those actions, we require simple future tense. How? The sun will rise at 6 a.m. So now we don't have any kind of control over that, and it's a very factual thing that sun will rise at 6 a.m. Right? So that is the reason we require so to describe this kind of situation or actions, we require simple future tense. To indicate an instant decision, so wherever we make any kind of instant decision, that I will do that, I will do that, he will do that, she will do that, right? So that kind of decision, to very instant decision, to describe this kind of thing will require future tense. It is our first and marriage anniversary. It is our first marriage anniversary. I think I mistaken here, instead of comma I have put full stop. It is our first marriage anniversary. I will give you a precious gift. So this is the situation is that it's our first marriage anniversary, and this is the quick and very instant decision, that of course I will give you some precious gift, right? So to describe or to indicate instant decision will require simple future tense. Now let's see the negative sentence structure. The same thing is there as I told you earlier, that we have to put not just after one helping or supporting verb. Just after one helping or supporting verb we'll put not, and other helping or supporting verb, to be form or to have form, whatever it is there, we even a main verb will we will put it just after this not. Okay, so after shall or will put not, then v1, object and other words. Let's see some of the example. My friend will host dinner this evening. My friend will host dinner this evening. We are talking about future, that my friend will host. Right now it is not the evening. So in the evening, which is yet to come, the future is yet to come. So in the evening my friend will host a dinner. Very simple. We have to look at what we have to do here to frame the negative. We'll just put not just after will or shall. Now here where is will, shall? Yes, so we'll put not. My friend will not host dinner this evening. The same thing apply here. We shall skip the exam. We'll put not just after shall or will, which is here, right? We shall not skip the exam. Next, we shall purchase a new car. So we will purchase. I shall purchase a new car. Now again after shall or will put not. I shall not purchase a new car. Interrogative sentences. Now very simple thing is there, we'll have to put will or shall at the beginning. The rest of the thing will put the next after will, shall. That is subject, then our will plus object, other words or question mark. Let's see the example. My friend will host dinner this evening. The same example I have taken. My friend will host dinner this evening. We'll put will in the beginning and we'll put question mark at the end. Will my friend host dinner this evening? Will my friend host dinner this evening? Question mark. Same thing. We'll put shall here in the beginning. We'll put question mark. Shall we skip the exam? We can't. I shall. I shall purchase a new car. I shall purchase a new car. Again, we'll put shall in the beginning. Shall I purchase a new car? Question mark. It's very easy. Okay, next. Future continuous tense. So in the future we are talking about continuous action. That is what future continuous tense. The verb form of it is will or shall plus be plus V4. In simple present tense we have the to be form, that is MR, so we use that. In simple past we have the to be form, that is in present continuous we have the to be form, that is MR. In past continuous we have the to be form, that is was were, and in future we'll use be as our to be form, and the remaining stuff, that is V4, is necessary wherever we are talking about continuous. Without V4 no continuous tense would be there. V4, that means ing form, right? So we require ing form or a V form to frame the continuous sentence. Okay, let's start. Look at this sentence structure. First subject will come, after that our shall will, because we are talking about future. Without shall will no future tense, remember. Okay, we are talking about continuous tense. I think I have made a mistake, that is to be form, that is be, and V4 is there. I have made mistake, you don't make it. Okay, other things are object and other words. Okay, let's see the usages. To indicate an action that will occur in the to indicate an action that will occur in the normal course. Okay, so no, in the normal course of time, the action which will occur. Okay, continuous action, right? For example, she will be cooking the food. It is a very normal action, it is a very normal course of time that thing will happen, that she will be cooking the food tomorrow. We are talking about future, and she will be cooking, right? So point of time is not given here. On a normal course, at the in the future we are talking about on a normal course, so may not a perfect time is given. So in those conditions, she will be cooking the food tomorrow. So tomorrow, of course, but tomorrow when? In the morning, in the evening, at 6 a.m., at 6 p.m., when? So that time is not given, so it is a normal course of time. So she will be cooking. Look at the sentence structure. She is there, so we have used will. To be form is there, be, and cooking ing or V4 form is there to make it continuous. Another example, I will be meeting him tomorrow. I will be meeting him tomorrow. Now again, the time period is not given. That means a perfect, a point of time is not given. Of course tomorrow is there, it is of course a time is there, but tomorrow is a very big day na? If I say today, okay, then today when? So it's a normal course of time, not a perfect time. Okay, let's see another use, that is to indicate an action that will be in progress at a given point of time in the future. So here in the future, point of time is given, and in that particular point of time, action will be continuous, action will be in the progress, right? So to describe those progressive action, those continuous action in the future, will require future continuous tense or future progressive tense. Let's understand it with the example, at this time tomorrow. Now look at this. tomorrow, we are talking about tomorrow. Here we have the normal course of time. Tomorrow it's a big day, but at this time, so wherever I am saying that at this time tomorrow, so same time tomorrow, what will happen? We shall be attending the party. We shall be attending the party. Look at this, shall is there because we is there, be, to be form, ing form or v4 form is there. So it's an example of future continuous tense. Let's see the another example. We shall be visiting the zoo at this time tomorrow. See, we are talking about tomorrow and at this time. So point of time is given that no, at this time by tomorrow, what will happen? We shall be visiting the zoo. Right? Now these two usages are there for future continuous tense. First was that to indicate an action in a normal course of time in the future, and second was that to given a point of time something in the future, an action will be in progress or the action will be continuous. So to describe those actions we require future continuous tense. Now the negative sentence we'll see. Same, no more change, that is will put not just after one helping verb or supporting verb. Here we have shall or will, just after it will put not, the rest of the thing will remain same, no change in verb form, nothing else. Here again I forgot one thing, that I have made mistake, that is v1 I have written, v4 is the verb form of the future continuous tense. So just keep it in your mind, v4. Right. Next year my teacher will be going to China. Next year my teacher will be going to China. Now these are the extra words which describes the time, that next year. Now we have the subject here, my teacher will is there, after will just put not here and our sentence is done. Next year my teacher will put not, will not be going to China. Same thing, right? They will be studying in the city college. They will be studying in the city college. Now look at this. They will put not just after will. They will not be studying in the city college. Now one thing, as I told you earlier, that don't make mistakes. Many students I found that they used to put not just after be. So don't forget one thing, in any tenses you just have to keep it in your mind that after helping verb, to be form or any kind of supporting verb will put not just after one helping verb. Rest of the helping verb, supporting verb, to be form or main verb, whatever verb is there will put just after not. Okay. Next month I shall be teaching my students. Next month I shall be teaching my students. Again we'll put not just after shall or will. Here shall is given. Next month I shall not be teaching my students. Next month I shall not be teaching my students. Okay, interrogative sentences, same thing is there. We'll put will and shall at the beginning of the sentence and we'll put question mark at the end of the sentence. My teacher will be going to China next year. We'll put will just before this and we'll put question mark at the end. Let's see. Will my teacher be going to China? Next year is remaining. You just write it. Will my teacher will be going to China next year? Question mark. They will be studying in the city college. Again we'll put will in the beginning. We'll put question mark at the end. They will be studying in the city college. Will they be studying in the city college? Will they be studying in the city college? I shall be teaching my students next month. Again, we'll put shall in the beginning. Shall I be teaching my students next month? Question mark at the end. I hope you get its future continuous tense. It's very simple. Future perfect tense. The verb form of future perfect tense is, of course, will and shall. Without will and shall, no future tense would be there. So after will and shall, we'll put have, not have or has, only have. Okay, and then we'll put V3 because we are talking about perfect action which was already completed, which has been already completed. So we are talking about those perfect actions, so that is the reason we'll put V3. Now sentence structure, that is for subject, then shall or will plus have plus V3 plus object and plus other words. Let's see some of the use. To describe an action which will be completed at some point of time in future. So we are talking about future, and in the future at some point of time, at a particular point of time, the action will be completed, the action will be finished in the future, and the point of time is given, right? If the point of time is not given, we can't say that the action will be completed. So point of time must be that, right? Let's see the example. I shall have finished this work by tomorrow. So we are talking about the tomorrow. Time is given that by tomorrow I shall have finished this work. Right now I might be working on this work, but by tomorrow, we are talking about the future, that tomorrow I shall be completed, I shall have finished this work, right? They will have, next example, they will have reached home by the evening. By the evening, we are talking about by the evening, so we might be in the morning time or the noon time, right? So by the evening they will have reached home. So someone is coming to home, so they will have reached home by the evening, so they might be outside of the home, right? I shall have reached the school before the bell rings. I shall have reached the school before the bell rings. So this is what our daily thought, that if I go by this time, I shall have reached the school by before the bell rings. Okay. So okay. Your examinations will have been over by Tuesday. So by the Tuesday, your examination will have been over. So the examinations will be finished, will be completed by the Tuesday. Okay. So only one use is there, that is to describe an actions which will be completed at some point of time in the future. Now let's see the negative structure. Nothing new, we'll just put not just after will or shall, remaining stuff will remain same. Example is there, we shall have the food by the evening. We shall have the food by the evening. We shall not have cooked the food by the evening, right? We shall have cooked the food by the evening. We shall not have, just after shall or will put not. Next example, the passenger will have reached the station before the train starts. The passenger will have reached the station before the train starts. Again, we'll put not just after this will or shall. The passengers will not have reached the station before the train starts. Okay. Next, I shall have written the letter by the noon. Again, we'll put not just after shall or will. I shall not have written the letter by the noon. Okay, let's see the interrogative sentence. Now we'll put will or shall in the beginning and the rest of the thing will come just after it, and we'll put the question mark at the end of the sentence to frame it as an interrogative sentence. We shall have the food by the evening. We shall have, I think I missed here, cooked. Anyways, we shall have cooked the food by the evening. What will we do? We'll put shall or will in the beginning. The rest of the thing will just come after it. Shall we have cooked the food by the evening, or shall we have the food by the evening? Question mark. Right. Next, the passenger will have reached the station before the train starts. Again, we'll put will or shall in the beginning. Will the passengers have reached the station before the train starts? Question mark. Next sentence, I shall have written the letter by the noon. We'll put just shall or will in the beginning. Here we have shall. Shall I have written the letter by the noon? Question mark. I hope I'm clear. Okay, now we'll see future perfect continuous tense. Now this tense has a future qualities. Sorry, it has a future qualities. It is perfect. The action is going to be completed. Perfect. It is going to finish, and it is continuous as well. So basically, in the future, the action which is in the progress will soon going to be completed, will soon going to be finished. That is what the funda of this future perfect continuous tense. Let's learn it one by one. First, that is verb form. Again, here the verb form is will or shall. Without will shall, future is incomplete. So will shall plus we require have plus we require been, and plus will require V4. Shall will have been plus V4. Okay, look at the sentence structure. In the place of verb, we have put the whole verb formation, that is will shall have been V4. So first subject will come, then our will shall have been V4. The formula of verb will come, then object, other words if there are any. Anyways, let's see the usages of it. To describe an action that will be in progress over a period of time that will end in future. So the action which is in the progress, the action which is continuous over a period of time, that will end, that will be completed in the future. So we are talking about the future action which is right now, which is maybe in the progress for a period of time, for over a period of time, and it will be completed, it will be finished in the near future. That is what, to describe those kind of actions, we will require this future perfect continuous tense. Let's understand it with some of the example. At noon, Arohi will have been singing a song for an hour. At noon, Arohi will have been. Look at this. Subject is that Arohi will have been plus V4. Okay, this is the formula of future perfect continuous tense. Now, without for or since. This tense is incomplete. So for or since is required to frame any sentences in the future perfect continuous tense. Okay, so for or since is necessary. For which gives us a period of time, since it describes the perfect point of time, right? So here for and the period of time is given, right? I shall, another example, I'm reading it. I shall have been working round the clock for 22 years next year. I shall be working around the clock for 22 years next year. So basically in the future next year what will happen, that I shall have been working round the clock, and that is even for 22 years. I think the hours is there, 22 hours next year. Okay, next example. He will have been writing since morning. He will have been writing since morning. So since is given here, in the earlier, that is for is given, in the first example also for is given. Let's understand it. He will have been writing since morning. So very soon he is going to completed this writing activity, writing action, because since morning this person is writing, right? And we are talking about the future, that he will have been writing since morning. So the person is going to write from since morning till he will finish his work, right? Now let's see the negative sentence structure. That is not more difficult. We'll have to put just not just after the first helping, supporting, or any kind of to be form or any verb. That is, here we have shall or will. So after shall will put not, and the remaining stuff or verbology or any kind of thing, they will put it next after it. Mahima will have been going to Kanpur for a long time. Mahima will have been going to Kanpur for a long time. We'll just put not just after will. Mahima will not have been going to Kanpur for a long time. Right? So we are talking about the future, that in the future Mahima will have been going to Kanpur and she is going to stay there for a long time. So the action of the staying at Kanpur will going on for a long period of time. She will have been playing for some time. Now again we'll just put not just after it, after will or shall. So here we have will. So she will not have been playing for some time, right? Next, you will have been going to school since 7 o'clock. Again we'll just put not just after will or shall. Here we have will. You will not have been going to school since 7 o'clock. So we are talking about the future, that maybe tomorrow or wherever. So in the future you might be the person, you will have been going to school since 7 o'clock. So since 7 o'clock you will have been going to school. So you'll have to remain in school after the school ends. The timing of the school ends. Okay, interrogative sentences. Here nothing is new. We'll just put will or shall at the beginning and the remaining stuff will come just after it. Mahima will have been going to Kanpur for a long time. We'll just put the first initial verb, that might be to have formed, to be formed, will, shall, or any kind of thing. So we'll just put in the beginning, we'll put question mark at the end, and our sentence is complete. Will Mahima have been going to Kanpur for a long time? We'll just put question mark at the end. Again, next. She will have been playing for some time. We'll put will in the beginning. Will she have been playing for some time? Question mark. You will have been going to school since 7 o'clock. Again, we'll put will in the beginning. Will you have been going to school since 7 o'clock? Okay, it's very easy. I hope I'm clear when it comes to tense. Please, students, again I'm repeating the same thing. Practice it with more examples. It is the best method to learn tenses. Okay, on your screen you will find the tense table. I think I have given many students this tense table as a punishment, but let's see it. Now the total three tense, that is present, past and future, is there. Now to be form and to have form of each and every tense is given, and then we'll discuss this simple continuous perfect or perfect continuous tense. Now we'll in this video series we have gone present simple, present simple, simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Now we'll see this in vertically here, so I think it is also easier thing for you to remember. First we'll see the to be form. Now to be form of the present is are. Okay, and the past, that is was were. In the future it is be only, as we have nothing else. Okay, so in the present it is are. In the past to be form is was were. In the future it is be. Now let's see the to have form. Now to have form of the present, that is have or has, we require have or has. Okay, to have form. In the past it becomes had, and in future the to have form is have only. We use have form, we use have as the to have form in the future. But when it comes to future, one thing is necessary, that is will or shall. Don't forget, right? Now let's see the simple tense. Okay, let's see the simple present tense. So in simple present tense we require V1 form, or if our subject is third person singular, that is he, she or it. If our subject is third person singular, that is he, she or it, we'll put just s or es at the end of the verb. That is why I have mentioned it here. Okay, now let's talk about simple past tense. In simple past tense we require, that is V2 form. Okay, and one more thing that I wanted to say here is that we require did as a supporting verb to frame any negative or interrogative sentences. The same thing applicable is in the present. We require do or does to frame interrogative or a negative sentence, because it doesn't has any kind of to be form or any kind of to have form or any helping or supporting verb. Okay, now let's see the future tense. So first thing, that is shall or will, and along with shall or will we require V1. Okay, if only V1 is there, then it means a simple present tense, but along with V1 if we have will or shall, then that is probably the simple future tense. Okay, so only V1 and V2 form we require to frame a simple sentence, V1 or V2. In present we require V1, in past, simple past we require V2, in future we require V1, but along with its along with its keyword, that is will or shall. Now let's talk about continuous tense. In continuous tense we require to be form. To be form of a particular tense. If we are talking about present, then we will require this to be form of present. If we are talking about past, then we'll require the past to be form, and in future we require future. So to be form is compulsory, and along with to be we require before. Okay, let's see by tense. Okay, present continuous tense. Present continuous tense, what we require to be form of the present, that is mr. So we'll just put mr, and after it we'll require v4. V4, that is ing form. Okay, so mr plus v4. Now next, past continuous tense. So past, in the past we have to be form, that is was were. So we'll put just it here, was were, because we require to be form, right? And was were, then after v4. So every continuous tense has a v4. Along with v4 we require to be form. Okay, in the future, what is that? In future, will shall is compulsory, so we can't skip it. But then what we require, to be form. So the to be form of the future, that is be. So be is written here, then we require v4. V4 is there. It's very easy to memorize. If you understand it very well, it's very easy. And if you know this table, you can frame any sentences with the help of this verb formula table. Okay, next, perfect tense. In perfect, we require, that is to have form and v3 form. Without v3, no perfect tense would be there. So we require these two things, to have form and v3 form. Now if we are talking about present perfect tense, so present perfect to be form, that is have has. So we'll put have has, and then after v3 is necessary. In past, we to have form is there, that is had. So we'll put had, then v3. Simple. In future, will or shall is compulsory, so we'll just put will shall in the beginning, then rest of the thing. So what is the thing? To have form of the future, that is have. So we'll put have, and v3 is main verb form of this. Main verb form is v3, right? Okay, now perfect continuous tense. Now in perfect continuous tense, we require to have form plus been and plus v4. Been for perfect tense, continuous, that is v4, right? So it is the key words for this tense, right? To have plus been plus v4. Now to have of this present tense, that is have has, right? Here it is given, na? Have has plus been is there, before is there. In the past, we have this had as the to have form. So had, been is compulsory, before is also compulsory. In the future, will or shall is compulsory. We'll just put it first, then we'll see next thing. Okay, so after will shall, what we require, to have, that is have is here. We'll put have, then been is necessary, been and before. I hope I'm clear and you understand this table very well. Okay, see you in the next video. Till then, keep practicing. Goodbye.